I invite you to remember that number one, everything is temporary. The challenge, the greatness, all of it, it's all fleeting. So to just be here now and trust that that's enough. Trust that everything's going to unfold in perfect divine right timing for you now and always. Remind your subconscious of what you probably already instinctually know, but it gets covered up by all that BS in the world, all that shizzle that makes you forget the three most important things to remember in this life, your life, this one precious, wild life of yours. When we forget these things, not only do other things cover up your instincts, but it covers up your greatest success. It covers up your greatest love story. It covers up and diminishes your health, your wealth, prosperity, abundance. You are here for a reason. You've been divinely guided to this video for a reason. Why am I so amped up? Because the only time is right now. The first thing to remember is that all of this is impermanent. All of it. All of this is temporary. Every single bit of it. In the last month, 2 of my uncles passed away. So I was traveling for funerals. Then last week, 2 weeks ago, 2 of my dad's brothers passed away, okay? Then 2 weeks ago, my dad was traveling to go to one of the funerals in which I was going to in Iowa. My dad fell and split open his head on the way to the airport. The driver who came to pick him up, my dad is 80, said, I don't think you're going to be able to get on the plane with blood coming out your head. So he went to the hospital and got 18 stitches and then was not able to make it to his brother's funeral. Life is temporary. So last week I went to visit my dad in Florida, and I was with him during this very challenging time. He's not doing well in his health. On my way to go to the airport, that night, I'm up at my mom's house. She lives on a farm. She has this beautiful dog, 10 years old. My daughter, who's 6, is playing fetch with the dog. Half an hour later, the dog dies. Out of the clear blue sky, because nothing is permanent. So the first thing to remember is that everything is temporary. Everything. The only moment that truly exists is right now. So for the last couple weeks, I was really being present with what is, being present with the impermanence of life, being present with the fact that our heartbeat, our breath is what tethers us to this experience that can get covered up with, I gotta get this done, I gotta get that done. Oh, what if I don't get a video out? And then I thought, you know what? It's going to get out in perfect divine right timing. And I got back to trust. I got back to trusting that this moment is all there is. And yes, I want to be here with you guys. I missed putting out a video, but it was getting covered up with what the world says. I better, I should. Started shoulding on myself. And I thought, no, that's not why I have this channel. That's not why I want to be with you, to should all over myself. I want to be with you to come back to the remembering that this experience that you and I get to share is a gift. That is why they call it the present, right? These aren't just cute little Hallmark things to put on the Hallmark card. This is real. Take a deep breath in and out. You are here for a reason. Sometimes that reason is not what you think. Sometimes it's not all the shoulds. I should do this, I better do that, otherwise I'm gonna be bad. Sometimes the reason is to remember that life can be given and taken away like that. And to remember why you are really here. To remember that even in the midst of challenges, maybe you're in a fight with somebody, maybe you have a challenging time with work. This year, the past few years for many people have been extremely challenging, right? People lost loved ones that they never thought they would lose, and they're still living, but they don't talk to each other because they disagreed on the medical procedure to take. Some of you might have never thought that you would lose a friend of 20 years because you disagreed over politics. Nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Even a disagreement can be temporary, even if it feels like it's going to last a lifetime. So to remember that this present moment is a gift. That's why it's called the present, even in the midst of challenge. Sometimes when somebody dies, you think back to a regular everyday day and you think, wow, that was such a beautiful time. Number 2, to remember that not everybody is going to understand you or like you. Not everyone is going to be for you. Many times you are not even for you, right? Why do you get involved in an unhealthy relationship? If you were truly for you, you wouldn't even get involved in that situation. Now, this can be a tough pill to swallow because you think, it's not my fault when somebody lies and deceives me. But to take the responsibility and go, yeah, but, yes, and I am responsible for my own life. You might have heard this before. A lot of times, many people talk about this, and I love the analogy because it's so true. When you're listening to the radio or Sirius XM or watching TV or something, depending upon what station you're tuned into is what you're going to watch. If you tune into comedy, you're going to watch and see that and maybe laugh. If you tune into some drama, you're going to be in that vibration. Your life is the exact same way. What channel are you tuned into? Are you tuned into, it's not my fault, I'm a victim? Or are you tuned into, hey, it maybe is my fault? In the past couple weeks for me, I really came to the realization, even though through therapy and books, I've read it before and logically I knew it and all the things, but I didn't want to really accept the fact that I had attracted a lot of narcissists in my life because of the way that I was brought up. I love my family, so I didn't want to admit that, even though I knew it logically. My dad was raised in a very hard situation. He was raised very, very poor. His mom and dad never said to his siblings that they loved them. Even though I believe they did, they never said it. So my dad worked so hard to win that approval. His whole life, he's been working so hard to win that approval. He became a self-made man against all odds and lost businesses, lost friendships, went to the Vietnam War, did not get therapy over this. And so my dad has a good heart, and that's the part that I always choose to look at. But the reality is a lot of stuff covered up his good heart, a lot of trauma, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness from that little boy who was never told, hey, good job. Hey, we love you. And because he saw some horrible things in the Vietnam War without getting any therapy or help, he tried to process that himself through alcohol, which was not a very conducive way to raise a child. So it would be very unpredictable. I don't like admitting this because I love my dad. He's also taught me a lot of great things. But it was a really hard environment often to grow up in because he wasn't there a lot. And when he was there, I was trying to please him. I wanted to get the approval he never got. Now, he did encourage me and has encouraged me in a lot of ways. We've had wonderful business discussions. So maybe you can relate to that, where you don't want to throw out baby with the bathwater, right? There are good things. So you want to focus on the positive. So in focusing on the positive, sometimes it's very uncomfortable to look at the negative. The negative, and where I can take responsibility, is that because he could be very controlling and sometimes downright mean, and I didn't want to admit that because I love my dad, I would bring in friends and romantic relationships that were very controlling and sometimes downright mean. And I would become that people pleaser. And I've done that a lot of times. I did that in my business, trying to please everybody because I just want everyone to be happy. But here's the thing. Number 2 is to remember to take responsibility that not everyone's going to get you. That you don't even get you sometimes. And that some people are just not going to like you or be for you. There is not one thing on this planet that everybody loves. Not even water. Even though we need it to survive. I know some people who don't even like water. They don't like drinking it. They don't like swimming in it. They don't like water. And you might go, well, how can that be? But that's just the way it is. There isn't one thing on this planet that everybody agrees on. So number 2 is taking that responsibility to go, it's my fault for trying to get everyone to be happy, maybe. So it might be coming from a really loving place, but you cannot please everybody. You can't. And by pleasing and trying to please everyone, you actually please no one. So that number 2 is a doozy for me, to realize, hey, I'm not going to please everybody. Some of these videos, people are like, we hate you and other people are better and why don't you just off yourself? And it's like, sometimes that stings, even though I know logically, like, hey, don't take it to heart or whatever. They hate my makeup, they hate me, they think other channels are better, whatever. Sometimes it stings because I want to please everybody. In my business, I wanted to please everybody. During the last few years when the whole world shut down and we were under lockdowns, I got under attack by some of the people that I was helping, some students of mine, because I, for the first time ever, began to put myself first and put my daughter first and do what was best for us to survive. And I remember distinctly one student client of mine came to butt heads with me. She said, you're just doing this because it's best for you and your daughter. And I thought, yeah. And that's what I'm here to help remind you, that it's okay to do what's best for you. It's okay to do what's best for you and your family. And everyone is not going to get it and they're not going to agree with it. And to remember that it's your responsibility, your responsibility to put yourself first, to put the oxygen mask on yourself first. When that lady said that to me, it stung me for a moment, but then I thought, yeah. And I'm not apologetic about putting me and my daughter first. If not now, when? Because by trying to please her, I would not be pleasing me and my daughter, and in turn, a lot of other people who liked the way I was doing things. So not everyone's going to get you. You cannot please everyone. And to take responsibility. It's one and the same, really. Take responsibility. You have the ability to respond how you choose. And number 3, to remember that your imagination is worth more than anything else. It's worth more than an Ivy League education. It's worth more than all of your experiences. It's worth more than any amount of money in the bank. Your imagination is the key to your greatest health, wealth, success, everything. And that's what I love about what I teach through the craft of acting, is helping people to remember that our imagination opens up worlds for us. Countless leaders, countless successful people in this world have proven this time and time again. Your imagination is worth more than anything. So spend time with your imagination. Spend time creating deliberately the life that you love. I've been feeling so excited more and more and more lately because I've been practicing what I preach by going into my imagination and imagining the life I want to live. And then I live it. Then the right people show up. The people who get it show up. The people who don't disappear. But out of my imagination, worlds open up. Money shows up. Health. I truly believe that I cured myself of cancer in 2010. Then I had another scare of cancer this year. And through my imagination, through meditation, I healed. I healed my body, and you can too. Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this. He does this all over the world and helps people to heal. Through the power of your imagination, you can create the biggest blessings in your life. It's all available to you, but you first must imagine it. Lincoln imagined the world he wanted to create without the education that some people would say you have to do what he did. He had to imagine that people of all races could come together. He had to imagine it. That's what I love doing, and I love seeing it through my teaching. I see it in my clients all the time. I see them creating worlds, creating success, creating healthy, happy, loving relationships. It's so exciting, but it all starts here and then embodying it. If you're interested in diving deeper into that, I know I've been talking about this a little while, but I finally will be releasing a digital course on how to manifest. People don't even like that word manifest. Again, I can't please everybody, okay? But the word manifest is really creating something out of your imagination and then bringing it into the tangible. I first imagined that I could create this pen, and then here it is in the physical. That's how life works. Everything was first created in the imagination and then in reality. That's what it is to manifest. It's not wishful thinking, oh, I wish I had a Lamborghini. Oh, that didn't work. No, there are action steps to it. So I will be releasing, I'm super excited, a digital course that you can just take at any time in the comfort of wherever you are. You could be in the middle of nowhere, right? But you're always somewhere, so that's really not true either. As long as you have access to a phone, a computer, you download it and do it anytime you want. It's the power of manifesting through the Meisner technique, through the craft of acting that I teach. I'm really excited to be offering that, so that is going to be available very, very soon. I don't have a date, but I think within the next week or so. I thought it was going to be sooner than that, but then life unfolds. And I'm trusting that, and I'm getting more and more excited because I'm spending time with what I want to create and imagining it first. I hope this video helps. Please let me know if this resonates with you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really excited for what's to come. For you, for me, for the whole world. I'll see you next time. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like, share, comment. It all helps the algorithm, and I'm imagining to empower and help more people that I'm here to serve. And the people that I'm not, I imagine that they align with the people that can help them and the people that they can empower. So nothing is lost. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Love to you. Bye.